Okay, when you're dividing a polynomial by a monomial, univariate means just one variable, one letter in each one. Monomial means you're dividing by one term. What you want to do is you want to make fractions out of these, and you want to put the first term over what you're dividing by. So 8u cubed over negative 2u, and then you go to the next one. That's a positive 14u squared over, you also have to put it under whatever you're dividing by, negative 2u. Okay, now you simplify each term one at a time. So there is a negative on the bottom, but there's no negative on the top to cancel it out. You have to have two negatives to cancel it out when you're dividing, so you can't cancel it out. So that just stays a negative. Then you do your division of your numbers. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then for my u's, my biggest number's on the top. If there is no exponent, it's assumed to be a 1. The biggest exponent's on the top, so that means your answer is not going to have, this term in your answer is not going to have a fraction. You subtract the exponents. So 3 take away 1 is 2. For this next one, negative on the bottom, but no negative on the top to cancel it, so it stays negative. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And then my u, the largest exponent's on the top. And then 2 take away 1 is just 1. If the exponent is 1, you leave it alone. Do not combine these because they don't have the same exponents. So that's the answer. Okay, so for the next one, I've got 6x cubed over negative 2x. And then I'm going to do this over this. So I'm going to have positive 18x squared over negative 2x. And then I'm going to do this one over this one. So whatever you're dividing by goes underneath each term. So it's a positive 8x over negative 2x. Okay, then you simplify each term one at a time. So there is no negative on the top to cancel it out. It stays negative. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then my biggest exponent's on the top, so that's not going to be a fraction for an answer over here. 3 take away 1 for my x. 3 take away 1 is 2. You subtract the exponents. Now the next term, you have one negative, but not another one to cancel it out, so it stays negative. 18 divided by 2 is 9. For my x's, subtract 2, take away 1 is just 1. For the next one, if it's 1 for an exponent, again, you do not write it. For the next one, we have a negative on the bottom, but no negative on the top to cancel it out, so it stays negative. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And in math, when you have a fraction and you have one thing that's the exact same thing on the bottom, they cancel each other out. So that term doesn't even have a letter left. So that's the answer to that one. This is a different way of writing a division problem, but it's handled the same way. So I've got 36v cubed over the denominator, 4v, and I scribbled over that. I can't tell if it's a plus or a minus. It's a plus. Okay, so then I do this one. So I'm going to do a positive 31v squared over 4v. And then I'm going to do this one. Everything on the top has to go with whatever's on the bottom. So that's going to be a positive 28v over 4b. Okay, for the first term, 36 divided by 4 is 9. For my v's, I've got 3 take away 1 is 2 plus, okay, this next one, 31 over 4, that doesn't divide evenly, and there's nothing in common that you can simplify those by, so you've got to leave it as a fraction. It's already simplified. Now for my v's, 2 take away 1 is 1. So, and see how the 2 is the largest exponent? That means your v needs to be on the top. So wherever the largest exponent is, if it's on the top, you put it on the top. If it's on the bottom, you put it on the bottom. So I'm going to write that middle term like this. Okay, then I have a plus sign. 28 divided by 4 is 7. and these are identical, so they cancel each other out. So it looks kind of weird, but that's the answer right there.